What up, everybody? Tuned in again to another episode of the Gritty and Wylie show.
Yes, sir. Gritty and Wylie. Gritty, Wylie,
Wylie. With your two hosts, Coach B, the founder of NYC Gritty, and
Team
Coach
Gritty.
Mike, founder of Wylie Athletics, and myself, Prophetic Pat.
Project P, Post-Grad P.
Post-Grad P.
You know what it is.
Let them know.
Yes, get right. What's up, baby? How you doing? Good morning.
And of course, all glory be to God.
Yes, sir. All praise due.
So let's just get right into it. How y'all feeling about the playoffs?
You can start off, man.
You can
start off, man, because I might drop the mic like my man AD did, man.
Jamal Murray made a shot.
I'm looking at this game last night. You know I'm a Suns fan.
Phoenix.
I'm looking at the leading scorer for both teams is Jaden McDaniels. Wait. Edwards said it. He said they got a KD, we got a Jaden McDaniels. I guess they wasn't.
You know, they got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels.
They capping about that.
I didn't know who they was talking about.
He had 25. He had no answer for him. I'm like, it wasn't even Ant-Man. He went 3 for 12. I'm like, what is going on? We 0-2.
Phoenix, man, they don't look like they got an offense. I mean, I see a lot of isolation ball. They, first of all, I wasn't a big fan when they brought in Bill. Yeah. I just didn't think that mixture was gonna be popping because I don't see like a true PG that distributes the rock.
Right.
and they got Booker playing the one, and Booker for me, when you look at him, like
he's got to play the two.
Right, because he's a scorer.
Yeah.
And it's hard to run your offense through a guy who's trying to score the ball. It just, the flow, you know what I mean? You don't even know what kind of offense they run. It looks like they're just kind of running like, you get it, we isolate.
You work out, I
you
work
isolate.
out. You work out.
Right, you get it,
It's
you
been
isolate.
That all season.
Right.
I thought we was going to chase something.
Nah, they ain't getting no chemistry. They ain't getting no chemistry. Vogel didn't have no chemistry. Bill ain't played all year. So I'm looking at them now. KD look disinterested. Yeah. Like I see a lot of like wandering and looking in the sky, looking in the crowd. I don't see like that Golden State KD where he locked in. And I think it's because he loved the game and the fluidity of it.
It's getting stagnant.
Stay
in one corner.
And then they don't play no defense.
Not at all.
They ain't play no defense all year. So now it's time to tee up. And these dudes ain't locked in.
These young cats is ready to kill. That's what I see.
Right. Now, Minnesota looked like a threat. When they brought Rudy Gobert and Cat, Karl Anthony Towns playing together, they got it. Karl Anthony got enough outside game to not be just stuck on the box. Yeah, he like a stretch four. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And he could put it on the floor 2 or 3 dribbles and attack the rim.
A little bit. Yeah.
So it looks like it's gonna be tough, man, for the Phoenix because Minnesota, man. I just still don't believe these teams, though. Right?
That's what I'm saying.
Like them Minnesota, OKC, those times. I just don't have enough faith in them.
They hit them.
Right, they get it done. They getting it done though. So it's like good luck, man. They're going back to Phoenix.
Yeah, we gotta take 2.
They might want to get the brooms out.
Nah.
Because I know brooms.
We talking about brooms for not my team. We know who we talking about brooms for. We talking about brooms for your team. How you let your man's game going like that?
Man, I'm telling you, watching that game the other night was just like somebody was just twisting my leg and at the end and they snapped it. It's just hard to watch, man. If you know basketball, you just don't understand how a 20-point lead.
You gotta tell the people who you refer to.
The Lakers.
Yeah, I mean we already know
the Lakers.
We talking about his
you know
team,
who I'm
man.
with. You know what it is. All my Laker fans, I know y'all hurting out there,
Devastating
man.
loss.
Devastating loss, man.
Buzzer beater.
But to give up a 20-point lead is crazy. You got LeBron doing everything he can. You got AD playing out his mind. Yep. And the others was decent. D-Lo did his thing. You know what I mean? D-Lo, we can't blame you for this one, bro.
Nah.
So, Rudy Hachimura, what you gonna do out there? AR, what you gonna do out there, Austin Rivers?
Can't guard nothing.
I mean, come on, man. Like, y'all gotta make a layup when it's needed to break that momentum. You gotta be able to do your job. You know what I'm saying? I tell the kids all the time, like, stop trying to do his job, do your job.
Yep.
And right now, man, LeBron doing everything he can.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, I thought that last shot he took wasn't in his game, but he was feeling it. He made 2. He felt like he could, heat check and then a dagger.
Yeah.
And when he missed, I think everybody in the world knew it was going to be trouble. They was going to go to the 1-5 pick and roll. Good. When you got Murray and Joker running a pick and roll, and then AD switches on Murray, and we just...
Which he's not a bad perimeter defender.
No, he's not. No. Like AD said, man, Jamal Murray made a shot. Mic drop. Yeah. Because what he's really telling you is the kid can play. I gave him a little room and tried to close it out, and he bottomed out. Yeah. But the problem really was they let Murray get going.
Yeah. He wasn't having a good first half.
No, he wasn't having a good shooting performance at all. Yeah. But what he said was something key, and this is key for all you kids out there. He kept his confidence, but the confidence came through his team.
Yeah.
His team.
He wasn't playing through his offense.
Right. And his team kept telling him, yo, keep shooting. Keep shooting. You wanted them. You wanted them. And he kept his confidence up. He got cooking. And
he made the right shot.
And he just, man, I don't know if y'all felt it, but that seemed like the clock slowed down. The bounce slowed down. And he got to that isolation on that right wing. Everything slowed down, and it just went. He hit him with a little in and out, just to get him to
threw it out
a little bit. Went to go get it, splash.
But how you let Jokic get 27, 20, and 10?
Man, I don't know about the rest of the world, but I'm just really trying not to say he's one of the best players in the world.
We have to.
But I can't hold out anymore, man. This dude is ridiculous. It's not the most entertaining basketball, but it's the most efficient and effective that I've seen in a long time. I'm going back to Savinas Sabonis type.
It's Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan. Yeah. He got Tim Duncan in his game. You know what I'm saying?
But he got a little Dirk in his game.
Got a little Dirk. You know that. He got the combination of European and American. Yeah. Like almost like a perfect bling. You know what I'm saying? Like you could really run your offense through him, and then he could play off the ball as a guy who could just set screens and rebounds. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out the Lakers is giving up 20 offensive rebounds in 40 for the series. 2 games, 40 offensive rebounds. That's there, man.
Yeah, that's that hard.
That's there. That's like at some point you got to decide, like, I'm just going to move this dude.
I got to get a board. Get him out the paint. Something.
Just bully him out. Yeah. Shot go up. AD should say, I'm just going to box and move him out. Rudy, I'm just going to box and move him out. But if you really watching the game and really watching these dudes, shot go up, they kind of not really boxing out.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? They're not boxing out. They're giving up offensive rebounds. Michael Porter Jr. is crazy. Yeah. He the new Clay.
Yeah,
he the new Clay.
He not passing.
Nah, no, he can't. Because his job is to get a bucket.
Get one.
You know what I'm saying? Certain dudes got certain roles. And his roles, like if you're a scouting report, you got Michael Porter Jr., you put next to it, gets buckets.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like that 3 he hit to tie it up. Ooh. I was like, 6'11" wing. That can shoot it.
That can shoot it.
Nah, man, but I'm really sad, though, out there right now because I already know what it is with the Lakers. I know this story. I know we go back home. We peed off about the situation. So the next thing is going to be like first quarter, little bit of woo-woo. And if Denver says, nah, we ain't letting y'all do it like that. Yeah. I think it just goes downhill. I think the Lakers lose by like 20. Bring out your brooms. I just see it, because I know how this goes.
Last year is the same thing.
I know how this go. They're going to do the early. They'll go up 10 early. Yeah. And everybody going to be like, okay, that second half is going to be the same story.
They said Denver beat y'all 10 times
in a row, man. Who's your daddy? You know what I'm saying? Yo, man. It's a sad day in LA.
It's a sad
day in LA. Of course, I don't even know if I'm staying up late night to watch that. Nah. I think I might do it dun in the morning, man.
Yeah, you might got to. Hey, look, New York doing their thing though.
Nah, yo, that game was crazy.
Last second hustle. Hey,
that's that grit I'm talking about, man.
Grit.
That's that New York City gritty I'm talking about. The ability to want things more than the other dude.
Oh yeah.
The fight, the determination, to never give up, to just want to win. And that's what I think a lot of this generation is missing.
Yeah.
I want to win. I want to win.
Yeah, but
You know
you see, they got that dog in the right spot. They got that dog in New York.
Yeah.
That's where it, I mean, that's where that Gritty come from.
It's interesting. I was with a coach yesterday. Shout out Coach Sanders. He was like, man, I don't need dogs. I need gorillas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you could get a dog out there and they might be a poodle.
Yeah.
A gorilla, silverback.
Yeah.
That's what Brunson is.
Yeah.
He about getting to it. You know what I'm saying? And New York going crazy right now. Shout out to NYC. What up, fam? What up, Sonny? What up, Block? What up, Hollis? What up, Springfield?
Yeah.
What up, Queens Village? You know what I'm saying? New York is looking good, man.
Yeah,
they're looking good. Like, they don't want to lose. You can see it.
And they look good. They look like, you know, it's some scrappy basketball. They're gonna move the ball a little bit, but Brunson, his game, you know what I'm saying? He's able to slow the game down, get to those angles, the deceleration bump. He can play good off of 2 feet. A lot of players don't know how to play off of 2 feet. So that pivot game, being able to shoot the ball off of 2, you know what I'm saying? Lay the ball up off of 2. Stuff that you work on, but a lot of these, you know.
Right, and then the pull-up game. Pull-up game, ridiculous.
Oh, my goodness.
Shoot the 3, lefty, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, the whole world don't know he ain't going right. And they still can't stop it.
I mean, it was like Hansel and Manuel.
Right. He only going one way.
But they can't stop him.
Can't stop him. Nah. Like the young Harden. You know where he going. Can't stop it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then what else we got that's popping? The Milwaukee series.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the game last night. It was 92, 82, pretty cool. And then they just started cooking. I'm like, Miles Turner's hitting threes. Tyrese Halliburton, his form so
quirky.
Oh my,
it's weird.
But it go in. It go in.
Hey, don't ever emulate that, kids.
Nah.
Don't do it.
Don't do
it's
it.
One in a generation can shoot like that. That's like the new Reggie Miller. Yeah. For all y'all old heads that's watching. Yeah. Like, you can't emulate that form. But he's a bucket though. I like him.
Nah,
he's a young kid. He like to pass the rock.
Yeah.
He's the future of the league as far as point guards. But you know, Milwaukee, man, they in trouble without Giannis.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They in trouble without Giannis.
I don't see the ball moving to too many guys. It's just like
sticking.
Who
gonna do it, yo? But Dame got to step up, man. Dame got to step up. He got to stay on Dame time. He can't wait till the fourth quarter.
He got to play defense.
Yeah, you got to guard. You got to do, man. It's gonna be tough, man. I think this year is gonna be the year where it ain't gonna be who you want it to be.
Yes, I mean, that was last year though.
Yeah, I think we starting to get into that.
Get into that.
Every year we're gonna start seeing a whole new situation where we got teams that you don't expect.
And they're gonna be there.
They're gonna be there. So, but tune into the playoffs, man. It's a lot going on. The Magic,
right?
They going back down 0-2. It's gonna be tough. I think Cleveland's a better team.
Oh yeah.
So, and I think that's what you see in these playoffs. And I'm glad it's not like just one game, because I think you always see like the better team prevails. You think like 1 win or 2 wins maybe for these cats, but the better team, I think, over a 7-game series, I think the better team always kind of trumps it at the end of the day.
Yeah. Who's the better team in this Mavs series, though?
A better team?
Better team.
That's the Mavericks.
I mean, they played well last night. They played really well last night. But Luka and Kyrie had 30 the first game, and they lost?
Right.
With no Kawhi.
With no Kawhi. I think this is their first. Did they play together last year in the playoffs? Or was somebody hurt? They didn't make it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nah, but I think that's gonna be a tough series, especially if Kawhi come back.
No, he back.
Oh, he back?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, he back.
Lost.
Yeah. Oh, so now you say to yourself, if you the head coach over there, if you lose, you're like, yo. I think he's, the flow of the game changes when you bring back your superstar. You know what I'm saying?
Clipper basketball is just not good basketball.
Because there's too much isolation.
Yeah, it's a lot of guys that was the guy.
Trying to be the guy.
Who was the guy
trying to still be the guy.
James Harden.
Got to have his bounces.
Paul George.
Got to have his bounces.
Kawhi Leonard.
Got to have his bounces.
And then you got Bose Highland on the bench.
Zubac won his touches.
Zubac need his touches.
Right.
Powell need his touches.
So when you got a lot of guys who's not going to swing it,
right,
you have those ups and downs, along the way.
Right.
But I think overall the playoffs is jumping, man.
No,
I think it's a good look this year. It's a lot of, like I said last week, a lot of parity.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to have moments where teams match up well. You feel like it's a good series.
Oh, yeah.
And then for some reason, momentum, switch, boom. But what they say, playoffs don't start till you win on the road.
Yeah.
So all these teams got to go on the road, get one.
On the road.
Right.
Yeah.
So they playoffs is now live.
Right.
Pacers is live now.
Yeah.
So now it's a series, you know what I mean? And then, man, the Lakers, come on, man. I feel for Bron. Like, Bron putting that 39 body to work.
He might be done.
If you don't take charges, 39-year-old LeBron James is sacrificing his body out there.
And he don't have to. He's a billionaire.
Right. So, like, you gotta take charges if you want to be a really elite player.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the playoffs is popping, man. Tune in.
Yeah.
It's getting it popping.
Yeah. Watch basketball, yo.
Right. Don't watch the clips. Watch some games, kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that's a perfect transition. Talking about LeBron and him being a parent of an athlete.
Right.
What that looks like. Even though you see him at the games, he's not overzealous or too involved. I think y'all should speak on that and what y'all see from a coach's perspective and a trainer's perspective.
Parents?
Yeah, you got that. You lead on that.
I'm new to the coaching. You know, I've only been coaching for about 2 years. But, you know, when it comes to the parents about a lot of different types of things, especially because I'm strength and conditioning, you know, so a lot of these parents, you know, they're a lot worried about their kids' bodies. How do we mold them into the, you know, right type of athlete? How do they stay, you know, healthy and things like that? But a lot of times, I mean, especially talking about LeBron being one of the greatest parents as a parent of an athlete, watching his sons be able to, you know, maneuver through the different difficulties of life in high school basketball and now in college basketball. I think what he does really well as a parent is he allows his kids to be coached by the coaches. Because he could, you know, he's one of the greatest basketball minds. He could tell his sons, hey, you should probably do this and do that. And I think he does on the off time. He's very involved with his kids and their training and things like that. But he's allowing his kids to be coached. And he's allowing, you know, them to get a different voice from somebody who, you know, might be able to get to them and be able to, you know, sew into them in a different way other than just him. And I think that's what a lot of parents can learn is allow the kids to be coached by their coaches. You know, some coaches might not be able to, you know, they might not be putting them in the right types of situations, but when they're in a situation where they have coaches that know what they're talking about and want the best type of development for their kids, you got to allow your kid to be coached because some things, you know, they might not be hearing from you, but from the coaches, you know, it resonates a little different. You know what I mean?
No, it does, man. And I got, you know, my perspective is unique because I was a parent of a kid that made it all the way to college in both sports. So it's tough, man. It's tough. I ain't gonna lie, because as a parent of an athlete, your expectations of what you want is obviously everything you vision in your head as a parent for your kid to be.
Right.
So you try to place all of these expectations on your kid and you push them to be the version of themselves that you want them to be.
Right.
Not the versions that they can be.
Mm-hmm.
So you're pushing them, and then you always comparing them to the kid next to them.
Yeah.
So you want them to be better than Johnny. You want them to be better than Michael.
Mm-hmm.
You want Bob. And it's like, you gotta like find your kids' like inner strengths and develop that.
Right.
And a lot of parents like really beat their kids down, man. I've been doing this for a few years, man. And I'm watching, you know, stuff all the time with these parents want their kid to be the best player just so they can feel good for themselves.
When the kid barely want to play.
Right.
They hardly want to be here.
Barely want to be there. And the parents is pushing them and driving them and pushing them. And not to have fun at elementary and middle school years, but they want them to be better than the guy, be better than him, be better than him.
Be good so fast.
You ain't put in no work.
Right.
You ain't got to the work, but I need you to be better. I need to feel good for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of parents want self-gratification for themselves.
Living vicariously through the kids.
Right. And you know what I mean? Because a lot of these parents may not have played sports, may not have been those athletes, but they see, and then I think a lot of parents is looking at a bag. They trying to figure out, is this the easiest route for my kid to get to the bag?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously, some genetics got to be involved for basketball.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously, genetics got to be involved when you're looking at any athletic needs and feats. So, you know what I mean? The perspective I really got on it, man, it's tough. It's tough, man.
Talk on that, talk about being able to draw the line between
Parenting,
being a parent and being a coach?
It's tough because no matter what is going on, the kid always is going to listen to the parent. Yeah. So for example,
no, I mean from your vantage point of you were Messiah's father and Messiah's coach.
Tough.
Drawing that line in the sand.
It was hard. My son tell me right now that, you know what I mean, when we have these conversations in hindsight and look backs, he said, I didn't know when you were dad because it felt like you was always coach. Right. There was never no separation. I never turned it off because I would be either disappointed on the way home or disappointed when I woke up about the game, or, you know, especially young parents. Young parents can't let disappointment go, failure go. Right. So if Johnny didn't do good, or for example, if Messiah didn't have a good game, right, I probably beat him down too much. Like just a nail and hammer. Beat him down about not being the best player on the court, not getting to the things we worked on, right, not showing all his talent. Even if we won the game. So my son didn't even get a difference between winning and losing. Right. He just got constant, that wasn't good enough. And, you know, when I look back, was I right? Hell no, I wasn't right. Because I never let him feel like dad was proud of him. Right. You know what I'm saying? He always felt like he was disappointing me. Even if he had a good game, there was things that we would talk about that I didn't like. So he never saw, like, I was always coach and not enough dad. So dads out there, be a father, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you coach your son, be a father when you get off that court, man. Be a father when you get off that football field. They need dad. Yeah. They don't need coach, because if you're not coaching your son, but you do coach, you coaching him, he coaching them. They never ever enjoy it. I'm telling you. Right. Like, they'll front like they are, but when you get in the car, be positive. Yeah, give them some positive affirmation. Be dad. Tell them about the things they did well, because I'm telling you, they've already took the beat down about what they didn't do well. Right. And when you actually, this is what it took. I no longer think that a dad should be coaching his son more or less than allow somebody else to coach him, like LeBron, like some of these guys. Let him get that separation, keep that separation. Like, that was one of my selling points to a lot of fathers that was training and coaching a kid. I used to, like, let me step in, let me be your voice, you talk to me and I'll relate to your son, and we can have that relationship. Right. Like a good friend of mine, my man Don P. What up, Don P? Yes, what up, Noah? Sir. Yes, sir. Like, you know, I've been, you know, working with his son since he's been 5, 6. You know what I'm saying? He trusted me with that. He knew that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? He knew that, you know, I was doing that with my son, doing that with a lot of kids in the community. Right. So I think in order for a dad to feel comfortable, if he played the game or if he coached the game, he got to trust that coach and trust that I can let my son go. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't have to always be coach. Of course, Don P get him in the car when he need to and be like, yo, tighten up. You know what I mean? Be more than just a scorer. Be a complete player. They have more value. So I'm not saying dads don't have those conversations, but I'm saying that you got to draw the line. Be a dad. Enjoy your kid. Take them to have some fun. You know what I mean? Have the boundaries.
Don't always talk about the sport.
Don't always beat them down about the sport. Exactly. Have casual conversation about the game outside of what you didn't do. Exactly. Allow your kid to be a kid. Take him to Sky Zone. Yeah. Take him to Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah. Take him to the movies. Spend that, some ice cream. Right. Spend that father and dad time and not always coach. You know what I'm saying? That's what my son taught me, because I was coach. Right. I was coaching him because we was either football field or we was basketball. So his childhood, when he reflects, all he gonna say is, man, I was always being coached. I don't remember too much of a time where I wasn't being, like, drilled about being better. Right. Get in the gym, work on your craft. It might have been, you know, sprinkle here and here of like events that he can remember outside of it. But everything was my whole universe surrounded coaching him. You know, shout out to all the moms that deal with it. Shout out to all the ladies that deal with the household being conflicted all the time because it brings a lot of stress to the household when all you see is me yelling at him. And then when he do something in the crib, I bring the energy from him not having a good game.
So now he getting
double. And then you got mom like, yo, chill. Why you can't never separate it? Love you, baby. Thank you, wifey, for really like trying to get me to understand that. But I was young. So I didn't want to hear that.
Yeah, you probably ain't mean to, you
I
probably knew he could do what he could do, and you wanted the best for him, but...
Right, but I needed it now.
Yeah, you needed
you know what I'm saying?
Now.
Production. Remember we talked about potential and production.
Yeah.
So I knew he was going to be all right down the line, but I needed the numbers now. I needed it now. And it stressed our relationship. My son loved me to death, but he had a lot of like, I don't like my dad. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to build that, and I'm watching that with a lot of kids walk away from those conversations with their parents and being like, man, mumbling or coming to me, confiding in me. I'm telling you, parents, your kids confide in the coach about being beat down by dad. And then there's some tough moms out there, though. Don't get it twisted. You know, one of my guys, Jake, yo, what up, Gritty Jake? Hey, Maggie, how you doing? Like, she don't play. Like Ashley Roberts, what up, Ashley? What up, Jacko? What up?
Jacko.
Ashley didn't play. Like certain moms don't play either.
Nah, they don't.
Tougher, rougher than the dad sometimes.
Keep it.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, my biggest advice is to draw that line. Allow the game to be the game. And then when you have those conversations, I'm not saying don't do what you do, but don't carry it on. Because when they don't make their bed or clean their room or do their chores,
now you got to get on them.
Now you ain't make that pass. So you bring all those negative emotions, and the kid like, why are you getting at me like this?
They got no idea.
They have no idea, but you really connecting all of they flaws in the games, and then allow your son to grow and be a player. Don't compare him to who you want him to be on the team.
Yeah, let him be who he is right now and let him get developed, because some kids need to be developed slower than other kids. Some kids, you're going to watch that one kid from 2028 or 2029 be way better than your kid for 3 or 4 years. But I mean, at the end of the day, the goal is for that kid to get to college. You know what I'm saying? The goal is for them to have a productive life outside of basketball at some point in time. Like, basketball is not the end all be all. So we got to always remember that. Sometimes, if we over drilling, they gonna fall out of love with the game. You know
right? I mean? No, absolutely. So like my man P said, draw those boundaries, man. Let them be a kid, because you're an adult way longer than you're a kid. You don't have a lot of time with your kids.
Right.
Like, you don't know that as a young parent, but that window is smaller than you think. And if you don't instill all the other values, like me and my wife go back and forth all the time, that I spent so much time with the sports that I didn't spend enough time making sure he was going to be a good man, making sure good person, be responsible, understand how the world works, understand that once you take off that uniform, you got to be a productive citizen.
Right? What you do doesn't define you. You're more than
you're more than the athlete. You're more than that game. You know what I'm saying? So draw the boundaries, allow your kids to be kids. And have, especially in those middle school, elementary years, man, enjoy it, man, because it gets so serious in high school that if you stay on a throat from elementary all the way through, you know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot of parents talk about, is my kid being overtrained? I'm training them 3 times a day.
Yeah, 3 times a day for 5 hours.
For all week.
Yeah.
Right. Well, as a parent, and I go through this argument. Oh man, they young. I'ma let them know what they want. I'm not giving them no freedom now. They gonna get the freedom when they get a little older.
Well, they not gonna know what to do.
They not gonna know how to make choices.
Exactly.
But then there's the balance though, because then you get some of these parents allowing the kids to make all the choices.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
What team they playing for?
Right. Like I don't got no beef with playing for multiple teams.
Yeah.
But it becomes conflicted at some point.
Yeah.
So if you allow your kid to always make their choices, then they don't have like a structure and decision-making, loyalty, understanding of a process.
Exactly.
They just feel like I could just go from this to this. I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like this.
They don't
and
have to commit to
you're starting to see that in high school with the high school transfer portal now.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? All of this, I'm out.
I think you just opened up the segue to the next thing, talking about the work. I just want to capsulize that. basically what the theme of it was like harm can be done unintentionally.
Yeah. Like you don't know you
give too much or give too little.
It's a fine balance, man.
Right, you gotta find
and
that
it ain't
balance.
no rules to it though.
No rules.
You gotta
no
figure
blueprint.
it out. Yeah. You kind of gotta test the waters. Give him a little bit, see how he responds to that.
Right.
If he responds crazy, pull out of that. You know what I'm saying? Pull
and
back.
knowing your own insecurities as a person yourself.
Right. Because we all got like this plan for our kids, but they might have They might have another plan.
God may have a different plan for
Right.
So now you trying to play God, and once you do that,
Right. So you know what I mean? Just get a feel for it.
Be involved. Be involved with your kids. Get to know your
talk
kids.
To your kids.
Talk to your kids.
Talk to them.
Don't
Sit them down and say, yo, how you feel about this? How you like this situation? Have these conversations, because one thing is facts. These kids are smarter than you think.
Oh, come on now.
Smarter than you think, man. Give them an opportunity to let the brain work. You know what I'm saying? Let them know.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the work. The real work.
The real work.
Versus cap work. Fake work.
Oh goodness! I mean, you just look good on
the
gram. Because I don't want to say too much about because me in my field where it comes to the plyos and junk like that, it's a bunch of cappers out here, and I mean,
it's crazy, man. I'm not telling nobody how to get their bag.
Nah.
Obviously, things changed after COVID in relations to when I came into game training.
When I locked in with them.
It wasn't as rampant, like you wasn't having 50 million trainers and everybody was training.
No.
It was a select group of guys that I knew that was training, and it wasn't everybody. Now because of YouTube, Instagram, and a lot of different visual things these kids is watching, you got anybody feeling like they could just be I could just start training.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They played a little ball.
Right.
They learned a couple drills for their local trainer.
Or with the Instagram, I'm a be able to watch the Instagram of Kevin Durant's training and emulate that.
When they don't even know the concept of
it. But remember, trainer, you trying to mimic pro work for a kid who has no fundamentals.
Zero.
So for me, I watch some of these guys, and man, like I said, man, get your bag, man. I'm not no hater, man. But
man, I'm hating. I'm hating because the thing for me, when it comes down to it, is that when it comes to the field of work, 25 plus years. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
With me, I had to take at least 4 years of experience with, the National Academy of Sports Medicine, becoming a corrective exercise specialist, taking these classes and doing the things that I need to know these athletes, the physiological side of it. Some of these guys is not doing that, and they getting a bag.
Yeah, man.
They getting a bag, not doing none of that.
None of that.
And it's not hating on the fact that they getting a bag, because everybody should get a bag. I'm not hating on anybody. I'm not pocket watching, but at least go through the right type of, development. Know what you're doing. Make sure that you're not putting people in danger.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm hating.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Let the guys that are actually developing the players and dedicated to the work with the guys instead of taking monies out of people's pockets, man, because it's just, it get ruthless in here.
I go in sometimes, I see kids doing Kyrie work.
Goodness.
I'm like, Kyrie work, this dude has no fundamentals.
You don't know how to jump stop.
He don't have the fundamentals. Fundamentals.
How many times you walked in the gym and you see the kid running from 3-point line to 3-point line, catching the shot, clanking, and can't make wide open layups?
Right. Practicing threes if he can't shoot. Stuff like that, it just boggles my mind. Yeah. But I understand that you cater to the kid, you cater to the bag.
Yeah.
So if the kid, some of the kids only want to train with the gimmick trainer because it looked cool.
Yeah.
I could post that. It looked like I know what I'm doing. But does it translate?
Yeah.
Hey, parents, if your kids' trainers, if their game don't translate to playing, how can you legitimize the training?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It has to translate. How are you doing all of that training and your kid is not in shape? Mm-hmm. He doesn't even have the conditioning to get to that move, to get to that bag.
What if they running from the cardio? They running from the work.
That's what I'm saying. Personally, I can't do no training without stretching.
Oh yeah.
I go in and watch some cats and they just
get right to
roll the ball out and start doing their handle. And I'm like, how you not even stretching out?
Yeah, because when they get hurt now
Like,
the trainer just like, oh.
How you not stretching out before you do anything?
Yeah.
How you don't make sure that heartbeat is up?
Right.
Like I'm a true believer that you got to go through the cardio, you got to go through the heartbeat before you can start having muscle memory.
Right.
Routine.
How they don't train defense?
Oh man, you know me. I believe you got to train defense. You got to be able to show them how this thing works on the defensive end. Mm-hmm. Because as a coach, I believe defense translates quicker than the offense.
Oh no, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like I could get a kid, I believe, to play solid defense before I can make him Kyrie.
Yeah.
Before I can make him Curry.
Yeah.
Like I literally have little kids because I deal with elementary all the way to guys in the league. You know what I mean? I shout out to my man Janai Broom, man, Auburn. JB4 was just working with him yesterday.
Yes, sir.
One of my dudes.
Yes, sir.
Like how do you say as a kid who just walk into the gym, like, yo, man, I'm gonna show you these Kyrie drills. I'm gonna show you how to beat Curry.
Yeah. With
no fundamentals. Like, cause the kid coming in the gym, he want to emulate those dudes. Yeah. What he see on TV. Mm-hmm. You know, me, I don't kill dreams, but
you gotta be a realist.
Right, but I make the dream a reality. Mm-hmm. Like, if you don't have those kind of physical tools, we gotta create the version of you that's gonna be effective.
Yeah.
But I believe energy, heart, hustle, desire, passion, those things, if you have those things, that's a formula that can translate to being a good basketball player, to being a good athlete.
Right.
Good person.
A good person, period. Mm-hmm. But these cap trainers and like, it's just it's a money grab.
It's getting outrageous.
You know, it's $1 billion industry now, this whole basketball amateur thing. So you got cats who like, I need to get a bag. You know, they got some level of skill. So they get on the gram or whatever, start showing that I could teach you this and that.
Yeah.
And it don't translate for a lot of kids because a lot of kids is not going to be Kyrie. Yeah, how many Kyries is out there?
One.
So like, why would I spend my time teaching you how to try to move and flow?
Right.
Now, some of the stuff.
You don't even know how to dance.
Right. You got to have rhythm. See, I believe in rhythm, tempo, pace.
Yo.
So if like, I do certain tests to try to figure out where your level of rhythm is at. And then we try to build that. See, I'm a builder.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to
brick by brick.
Right. I'm building something. So I just don't try to like all of a sudden you walk in the gym, I'm trying to do spin, tweens, floaters around your back, all this, you know, same, and they can't just do fundamental layups. If you work with Coach B, you know we work on fundamentals.
Yep.
We go over the boring stuff. Yep. See, and that's what it is.
That's why they don't show Coach. This
Parents
is too
like
boring.
the gimmick. So when a parent sit in, like the true parent, respect fundamentals, respect the cardio. Mm-hmm. Some parents want to see the gimmick.
Respect the process.
Right. Some parents want to see the gimmick. They want to see the move.
They come in and they say they still shooting jump shots.
I had a kid one time who had no fundamental saying, man, Coach, I need you to teach me how to get buckets.
I remember that.
Get a bucket? Man can't even run.
Yeah.
So I'm like, right. So I'm like, how I'm going to teach you how to get a bucket?
That's crazy.
So calm down with all that. You know what I'm saying? That don't translate. It don't. Yeah. Everybody's not gonna be skip tween.
It's not gonna happen.
You know what I mean? Some cats is gonna be, I can lock up, catch and shoot, play my part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So everybody got a role, and it's like I said, I'm not a hater.
No, I'm a hater. I'm
hating.
I'm a hater.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not a hater, but I'm hating.
I was always told that the resume of a great trainer is based off of the success of their clients.
Right.
I'm looking at some.
I'm looking at some.
That's all I'm saying. I'm just looking at some of their clients, and I'm like,
right. You come in for one session, I give you all the bag, and then I don't see you no more.
Yeah.
So there's a consistency thing. Like P, y'all know I be dealing with kids for decades. You know what I mean? Like if you're not locked in for decades, how can I really let you know the value of my work? How can I help you on your journey?
Right.
Like I hate that in and out kid. Yeah. Like I come to this trainer, that trainer, that trainer, that trainer. Like I've got certain conversations going on about multiple trainings, multiple this, multiple that. To each his own.
Yeah.
But how can I really build a relationship and a rapport with your kid?
Have that rapport.
When now he thinking about the other trainer and what he said.
Right.
Because the message can be the same. but it's said different.
It's like being with a girl. How I'm gonna give you all my love, but I know I got a side piece.
Side and a side and a side and a side.
So now I'm with you. I'm thinking about what she said.
Right.
And the date we went on.
Right.
You ain't doing it like her. You know.
And I go through that battle like I know a kid that got like 6, 7 trainers, and it's cool. Each his own. But your kid is like his mind is going through so many different things.
He's
about.
Like, he told me to do this, but then I got to do this, but then I got to do this.
And then dad want me to get a bucket. Yeah. This move, and none of it is fundamental. None of it is just a rip, one dribble pull up. Yeah. None of it is just like if you're straight line drive. So if your trainer is not just teaching you just straight line, one dribble, swing the rock, get off of that multiple bounces.
You know how to beat that.
Right.
You know how to play off the ball.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
All of that. Not just get the ball, dribble. Because, some people know me and my son as like dribble specialists. We come from New York. We got the handles and all that. I gotta keep running it back. We don't just work on the bounce. Right. You know what I'm saying? We can bounce it, but you gotta work on rhythm and feet. Your hands and feet gotta be connected.
They got to.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So that means ladder work. That means ladder work. That means ladder work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a lot of things about training and coaching that you gotta really, you gotta invest in it. Yeah. You gotta I'm always learning. I've done this for 20 plus years, and I don't ever not learn something new. I'm always studying. I'm always trying to get better. I'm always evolving, and I pride myself on that. And I'm consistent. Some cats know me for every morning. I'm in the gym,
6 a.m.
putting in the work at the mat, 6 a.m. for now. I think 6, 7 years now.
So what do you think? To segue into the last topic, what do you think the local talent looks like 2025, 2026? Man, what is Tampa Bay basketball?
It's in good hands for the most part. Yeah. I see a lot of talent there, man. I see, we got the Hillsborough County Player of the Year over at TC. Yeah. My man Diggs. What up, Diggs? What up, Cam?
Doing their thing.
You know what I'm saying? You got Blake got a couple of young stars. You got Josh and KJ Martin and a couple other guys. You got a lot of young talent, man. Got my man Kai, you know what I mean? You got my man Jason over there at Winthrop. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got my man Trey over here in Falu, over here at SFA. What up, SFA? You got Josiah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's some kids I didn't name, but it's a lot of good young talent, man. Yeah. These kids is good.
They good,
man.
They just gotta have their heads on straight.
They love the camera.
Yeah, they love the cam. I mean, when I tell you, when we was at Wiregrass, how many kids was just spam.
Right,
and I'm like, yo, this is supposed to be you learning about your game. You're supposed to be learning how to play. Because sometimes in high school basketball, you don't get the opportunity to learn how to play. Now you're in AAU, you can learn how to play with better players. Not just the cam work. The cam has to, man, put the cameras down.
Put the cameras down, man. Put them down. I've dealt with the camera guys and dealt with videotaping everything and posting everything. You know what I mean? Shout out to my man Don and Sohan. Those young cats is coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the camera that's driving these kids to trying to do things that don't translate to a college scholarship.
You was talking about it yesterday.
Clicks and views, you know what I'm saying?
You was talking about it yesterday. You got some guys that'll get up for the camera but won't do nothing in a regular training.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Or always got to be motivated by the camera or motivated by somebody else outside of the dude that's been working with them every day.
External stimuli.
Right, like I need if this coach show up or if this camera show up, I'ma turn up.
Yeah.
Like why ain't you always turned up? Shout out to Jarvis, one of the young kids that's really good in this town. What up, Ralph? You know what I mean? We got a lot of young talent.
A lot of young Dion,
Dion, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's a lot of young talent, man. I'm excited about Tampa's youth. They've got a lot of kids that can hoop. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely on board with these young dudes, you know what I'm saying? Sure. And I think that Tampa's in good hands, man. I think there's a lot of young kids that can really get to it.
Yeah.
They've got the game. They've got a lot of support. You know what I mean? Jacob, another dude out here, you know what I mean? Sumner carried them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He just transfer to North Tampa?
Right. So a lot of young talent. I think Tampa is on the map. The ground has been laid, and now they gonna get to it.
Yeah. Nick Womack, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, my man Nick is a bucket. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of
got to get off that camera too.
Right. So you know,
bucket.
it is what it is. But you know what it is too. The camera is starting to translate to NIL.
Yeah, it's starting to translate to that bag.
Right. So you know that's the motivator now.
Yeah,
get the bag.
Yeah.
And if the more likes, the more views, the more people watching me, the more likely I could get the sponsorship, the more likely I could get the following.
Right.
And that's where that NIL kick in. You know what I'm saying? So 2025, 2026 is in good hands in Tampa.
Great.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Well, to conclude it, I kind of just wanted to talk about, just to piggyback off what y'all said, people falling in love with what it looks like we talked about, you know what I mean? The pinnacle, right? A place in your mind, you feel like you're already where you want to be. So you're on the camera, you're trying to get the clicks, trying to get the views and everything like that. But before you get there, your character has to be at a place to sustain you. You can't run from the work. You got to fall in love with the work. Michael Jordan said it best. I didn't want to have a shoe deal. I didn't want to be a billionaire. I wanted to be a great basketball player. So before you can be this star, glamorized, fantasized by all these people, you got to fall in love with the work. And something that's been heavy on my heart, and God put on my heart, is people run from the cardio. You running from the cardio. But the cardio is what you need, because cardio builds your endurance. It gives you the ability to last. You don't want to run suicides. You don't want to run nines. If you play football, you don't want to run gassers. You don't want to run 100s. But fourth quarter, when the game on the line, that's when your endurance shows. In order to get endurance, you got to do the work. You cannot run from the work. You cannot skip. And y'all kind of touched on this. You can't skip steps in success. You have to go through the whole process. You don't just plant a seed and it becomes a tree tomorrow. You got to water that seed. You got to till the ground. You got to pull up weeds. And even then, it still might not become what you want it to be. But what does your endurance look like to keep going? Not in this season, but the next season. Maybe not the next season, but the season after that. You cannot run from the work. You can't run from the cardio.
Yes, sir. And you see the kick game.
Hey,
it's official.
You know, I got some Vapor Maxes.
You know how we do.
Hey,
you know how we do. Holla at me.
You know, still.
Hey, appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Gritty, Wylie.
You know what it is.